Hey, what's going on, guys? So today I'm going to review Remote Closing Academy. This presentation is done by Aaron Martinez, but I initially joined the program when it was promoted by the main coach, Gordone. And the reason why I joined this program is they service two different types of audience, right? One is for somebody trying to just make money on the internet. They teach you how to do sales, and then the other is they have a program where they show course creators and online coaches how to set up a winning sales team. I don't have anything negative to say about Remote Closing Academy and Cole Gordon and his team. Their sales training is phenomenal. But, for me, making money on the internet, just being a salesperson for another company, there's certain things that are you're at a disadvantage when you're just a straight salesperson. You still don't own your own assets and your own business, and you still don't have the ability to create leveraged income, or what many people call passive income. So today I'm going to react to this webinar here, and I'm going to give my 2 cents and compare this opportunity of being a closer / setter versus my favorite online business model, which is local lead generation.
All right, welcome to the webinar, guys. Welcome. Now, you might be wondering, why am I seeing a picture of an escort on the screen right now? And that's because most people think that prostitution is the oldest profession, but it's not. And in fact, in this webinar, I'm going to tell you what the real oldest profession in the world is and how you can use that exact same skill to bank weekly commission checks, exactly like I did, like 9,800, 6,600, 4,500, 6,500, even 179,000 in July of 2020. And this is the exact same profession that is responsible for people like Pedram here doing 53,000 in a single month, Mitchell doing 34,000 in a month, David doing 25,000 in a month, and Jake doing 20,000 in commission in a single month. So if you feel like you're in a dead-end sales career right now, and you feel like you don't have the financial confidence, which is the feeling of control that you can generate income in any economy under any circumstance, and instead of the complex online business models that the gurus are preaching and teaching right now, if you'd much rather just focus that time on one simple skill that's straightforward and has stood the test of time for thousands of years, then watch this video all the way through. And I'm not only going to tell you what this skill is, right? What this timeless skill is, but I'm also
skills pay the bills at the end of the day. What he's talking about is being a closer or a setter, appointment setter for a high ticket coaching program on the internet, right? So, you work for another coaching program, you help them close deals, and you earn like 10 to 15% commission.
Coaching, consulting, affiliate marketing agencies, MLM. I can almost guarantee
they call it remote closing because you don't have to go into any office. You can work from your home, and you essentially just work for an online coaching program.
Fast-growing $3.2 billion a year industry, and in doing so, claiming a lion's share of the profit. So you're probably wondering, okay, well, what is the oldest profession in the world? What is a skill that we're going to be talking about today? Well, in order for me to tell you in a way that's going to make sense, just make the most sense for you, I have to tell you how I fell into the skill in the first place. Otherwise, the content of what we're going to go over and just the step-by-step breakdown isn't going to make sense without the context of how it all went down in the first place. And no, this is not going to be some 60-minute long drawn out
again, like story. Sales, like every business requires sales, right? So, but however, a lot of business owners have not trained in sales, like how to persuade people into buying a high ticket product. So what this program will teach you to do is they have countless of video modules done by Cole Gordon where they teach you, the art of persuasion, art of pressure sales, any type of sales you can think of. This program has it. I, for one, can vouch for their sales training. I've gone through, Jordan Belfort's sales training. I've gone through Dan Locke's sales training and Grant Cardone. And I have to say, before taking this course, Jordan Belfort's sales course, I got a lot out of. But however, this course is very, very good. It might even be better than Jordan Belfort's. So
I was making like 47,000.
Okay, so Aaron Martinez is kind of going through his life experience of being broke and then learning the sales skill, and that becoming his vehicle to gaining some financial success. However, as he's going through the story, let me share with you guys my story. I started off, not having any financial success back in 2014. And I also learned a skill to make money on the internet. And it wasn't just sales, it was my ability to build and rank websites in Google's search engine and generating leads for a local business. Every business needs leads to survive, right? You can have the best salesperson in the world, but if your business doesn't have any leads coming in, any marketing, then the business isn't going to survive. So this is what I learned, and this is what I've partnered with like the main mentor, and our coaching program teaches is how to build and rank websites in Google that generate leads for local businesses. And once you're able to do that, you can partner with local businesses and they'll pay you to continually generate leads for them. And the reason why I like this model more than just being a salesperson is because being a salesperson, you're stuck with a commission and you have to start over from scratch each and every month. By building and leveraging websites and being able to close business owners, I have over 50 different lead generation websites out there on the internet that are making money for me each and every month. So it doesn't matter if I take a vacation for the next 6 months, those sites will continue to generate passive income for me. Just being a setter or a closer, if you stop working, your paycheck is going to stop. So that's the main difference between being a closer, which you can still earn high income. However, you're still not able to earn passive residual income. And so, yeah, again, I'm going to continue to give my 2 cents as we watch this webinar.
I bought this course online that taught me how to start a Facebook ads agency. You might have heard of that before, which, by the way, it's not the skill that we're talking about. We're not going to talk about the agency. In fact, what happened was pretty embarrassing, the next steps. But I'm going to tell you this story anyway, because again, it'll help you understand. So I got to a point where I grew the agency to about $30,000 a month, only to realize that I absolutely hated the agency. There was really 2 main reasons why. Number one is that you need a lot of different skills to run a business, right? You need operations, you need finance, you need marketing, you need sales, you need to know how to do all these things. And number two, even though I was making $30,000 a month, I wasn't keeping it. I wasn't keeping that money. You see, here's where the online gurus didn't tell me that I needed to focus on. Well, for example, I was grossing 30K, right, for the agency, but I had to minus out ads, I had to minus out tech, I had to minus out operations, I had to minus out contractors. So by the end of it, I was maybe netting $3,000 to $5,000 a month, which
that's not running an agency correctly, right? With Local Legion, we own 95% of the profit margin. So I also do not like social media marketing agency because you're still working for another company. With Local Lead Generation, we own our own websites so that our clients have no choice but to pay us each and every month. It's a lot different model than running an agency.
That all felt the exact same way. And this is really just to break it down for you, why most people were stuck in this cycle is because, most people would start with an advertisement that would go to some sort of webinar or to a video that would lead to a phone call. And then if the person decided to move forward on that phone call, then they transition to the end part here. And this is where the majority of the time is spent for these agency owners, right? They're spending just getting the results for the clients. So really this got me to wonder, what if I can go straight to where the money is exchanging hands, right? In this scenario between the phone call and the paying client, what if I could insert myself into that area, right? Take the sales calls off the business owner's plate and charge a commission off of each of those sales. After all, this is where most of the agency owners were bottlenecked on time, right? It's the single thing that brings in business, but they couldn't spend the time on it because they were fulfilling on their clients. So back in this example, if we had the advertisement, the webinar, the phone call, I would just insert myself right in between those and take the sales calls. And I approached 3 agency owners that I personally knew at the time, and I made them an offer in exchange for a commission. I was like, hey, I'll take your sales calls. And this was them. They were literally throwing their money at me because they didn't want to take these sales calls. They wanted to focus on the back end on fulfillment. And that, at that moment, I knew as that was really onto something. So I offboarded all my agency clients and started to focus just specifically on this one skill. And since then, I jumped into what is called remote closing. And here's how it played out the first month. So this is just a general overview. I took about 54 calls and the leads were generated for me, right? I didn't have to cold call or do any of that stuff. 54 calls on my calendar. I closed 10 of them, which to be honest, was not that good. But I'd made 6,000 in commissions, which was 600 per sale out of those 10 sales. And I did all that without having to do the fulfillment on the back end, without having to build the funnels, without having to run the ads, without having to cold call. I literally just showed up for these calls that were set for me. I had the conversation, I moved them forward. That was it, and made $6,000. And in
Again,
my
being a
month,
salesperson, being a
little bit over
closer
that.
is
I think it
not
was
a
about
bad
8,500.
way to make income for yourself, especially when you can do it online and it's remote. It's a very good skill set and it can translate well in business. However, if you want to create scalable leveraged income, you need a lot more skills than just sales, because if you just have sales skills, you're forever dependent on working for other coaching programs and agencies. However, if you know how to do marketing as well, if you have high level sales and marketing skills, such as the skill that we teach and what we have, which is your ability to rank websites in Google, then you don't have to rely on other companies and do sales for other companies. You can create your own product, aka a ranked top of the Google rank 1 website, and then sell that website to a local business owner on a monthly recurring income, like anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000 a month. These small business owners will pay you ongoingly for the website that you just ranked at the top of Google. So in my opinion, sales is a great skill, and this program does a great job of teaching you sales skills. However, your quality of life will improve even faster, even more dramatically, if you learn sales and high-level marketing skills, specifically SEO skills that allows you to rank websites at the top of Google, because then you get free traffic. Then you don't have to deal with all the hassles and the headaches of running an agency, which most social media agencies rely on paid traffic, and paid traffic is a big hassle because it's highly, highly expensive.
Selling. These were transformational offers where the things that I was selling was actually helping the person and getting them to the next place and helping them build a better life for themselves. This is the type of selling. It's so much different, which I'll explain here in a couple of minutes. Now, seeing my income triple simply by changing the offer I was selling led me to this really, really important realization, is that the offer that you're on is way more important than the skill set of you as a remote closer. And this is actually someone or a quote that I got from this guy. You might know him. His name is Warren Buffett. It's not how hard that you row, but it's far more important the boat that you're in. So knowing this, I asked myself again, can I find an even better offer? Can I find something else that got me in a better spot? And I did. And after a few months of working with Kent, I was contacted by a few other, companies, startup company with a big reputation. They helped experts, authors, speakers, coaches scale their companies to 7 and 8 figures. And after interviewing, I identified that, guess what? They were in even faster boat. I believe that if I took my talents there, I'd be able to double my income again, simply just by taking what was a better opportunity or a faster boat. Keep in mind, this was better lead flow. This was a better comm structure. This is a better product, everything across the board. So I jumped ship, and here's what happened. So the math of this even faster boat was 6 calls per day, 5 of them showed. So that's 1.5 closed every single day. So again, you can't have like 0.5.
So our local lead
closing,
generation
but,
coaching program, we also have, 5
So
salespeople that work for us, and we have really good marketing. We have really good testimonial videos, and our program has been proven to work for 7,000 students. We have testimonials dating all the way back to 2014. So our program is an example of a really good boat, right? It's like if you're a salesperson, it would be really awesome to work for our team because we have such good quality product that it's going to be easy for you to sell. So this is essentially what he's talking about. But again, it's not guaranteed that you'll find these amazing offers that you can promote and sell. A lot of these companies have limited amount of leads, so it's still a kind of a battle to try to get these like high ticket, really good programs that you can sell for. So just keep that in mind. It's not as easy as, you find a great offer and you can just go sell for them, because, a lot of these companies, they don't have unlimited amount of leads. If they already have maximum amount of, salespeople working for them, that's the challenge of trying to get that position.
business takes learning a ton of skills, dozens of skills, and a lot of time, a lot of effort. And for me, someone who's just starting out, it was much easier and much faster to just focus on one lucrative skill, and that is remote closing. And once I did that, my income absolutely took off because I was spending all my time on that one thing and getting better. Now, you might be asking, okay, how do I see similar results in remote closing? And how do I learn the skill of remote closing at a high level? You also might be asking, how do I find these big money opportunities similar to where I found with Kent and the larger company that I spoke about? Well, after I achieved a massive level of success in that company, something crazy started to happen. I grew a reputation being one of the top closers in the industry, and I was actually able to partner with one of the other giants in the space. His name is Gordone. And together, we've been able to help companies like Grant Cardone, Tony Robbins, Dean Graziosi, Frank Kern, Jay Abraham, Ryan Serhant, and so many others to help actually train their remote closers. And that's when I stopped closing and started showing others how to do this full time, which brings me to the exact reason I'm putting on this webinar today, because right now, we have about 1,700 clients in our Sales Team Accelerator program who need skilled remote closers and appointment setters. And because of my need for high-performing closers,
that is what's
along with my passion,
pretty cool about their
of giving
program
people the
is
skill
that they
brought
teach
me
you the
everything that-
sales skills, and they also have, other people that actually own coaching programs, and they can pair you up with a coaching program, and you can go through like a group interview situation where their coaching program client hops on a Zoom, and you're on a Zoom with 7 other salesperson that they've trained, and they hire you from within the Zoom. That's pretty cool that they offer both end of the spectrum.
Hired to 70,000 in a single month, and that's because inside of the 30-day closer,
I was a coaching program that was in the remote closing or sales accelerator, I believe it's called. And so I did hire 2 setters that they recommended, but it never ended up working out well. To be candid, those people that I hired ended up, it just ended up not working out. They just never showed up on time. They didn't do what was asked of them. So the relationship kind of fell apart. Again, I'm still here to say, nothing but positive things about their program, but it wasn't fail proof. So again, as a salesperson, you might find a great company to work for. However, I still think, my personality type is I don't want to rely on any other company for my livelihood. So I want to create my own product, have my own marketing, and close my own deals and earn residual income than to continually sell and rely on another company. And local lead generation gives you the skill to do that.
Sizably more expensive than the insane opportunity you have on this webinar right now today, but just make sure to stick around. Give you the bonuses. I'm going to give you the 4 steps on how you can get started and for a one-time special offer. So step number 1 is role selection. Now, there's really 2 main types of remote closing roles. Which one that you pick, it depends entirely on your goal. So for example, do you want to work part-time? Do you want to work full-time? Do you like the idea of talking to prospects on the phone? Or would you rather just, do something that's much easier and just text someone back and forth? The answer to those questions determines which role you're going to fall into. So let's go over the 2 roles. So the first role is an inbound closer. Like I talked about, this is exactly what I did. It's a big money position. You can do it part-time, or you can do it full-time based on your preferences. Now, the business owner, this is where they're going to generate leads for you that are pre-educated, they're pre-sold and pre-nurtured before even speaking with you on the phone. So again, you're not cold calling or knocking on doors or any of that stuff. These are people that already want the thing. You just got to simply get them across the finish line and help them make a decision for themselves. Now, the second position,
appointment setters don't make that much commission, like 5% at most. You really want to be the closer.
Setters are a really great way to begin because it's pretty simple. It's usually part-time, and you can really do it from anywhere. So let me give you a couple examples.
Let me give you guys an example of what happened with the local lead generation
my
business.
Instagram account.
Okay, so it took me, one of my first site was a tree service site in Grand Rapids, Michigan. It took me around 6 weeks to build and rank it. I closed the business owner. I had to talk to them one time, and that one site has been making me $2,000 a month since 2015. So over the last 8 years, this one deal has made me over 180 grand, and that's 95% profit margin. You could not have done that by remote closing one deal. You only make like 10% commission and that's it. But by having your own digital assets and knowing how to rank websites in Google, you can turn one deal, one close into monthly recurring income. So it's, again, skills pay the bills. There's nothing wrong with learning sales skills and working for some other company. But if you want to take a business to another level or actually run a real business, then you need more skills. You need marketing skills. And I highly recommend, your SEO skills, ranking websites in Google.
But really, it all depends on the role that you're in. So you can see Ryan here, he just wanted to do things part-time. So you can just read that, check out his little testimonial. Or you can see Justin, he wanted to go full-time and he absolutely crushed it. So he said he's at 130.
He's talking about top line there, so that's not his commission. He's talking about the revenue that he generated. So his take home is going to be around 10 to 15% of what he generated.
Conclude all that. Step number one is all about finding what role you want to do and which one you want to be in. So once you figure out if you want to be a setter or closer, we're jumping into step number two, which is calibrate. So again, once you figure out what you want to do, we're going to train you on how you can get to the next point in that spot. So again, if you're a setter, you're simply going to get the word for word messenger script, and also it's going to help you answer common questions of objections you might get over chat. Again, super, super simple stuff. And if you're a closer, the process is going to be a little bit more involved, but that's why you as a closer are going to make the bigger money because it is more involved and you do have to have a little bit more skill when it comes to that. Now, on that note, let me just address one of the single most common asked questions I get about remote closing. Do I have to have sales experience to succeed at this profession? And to be honest, we'd actually prefer that you don't. And here's why. Traditional sales is so much different than selling in the online industry, and experienced salespeople tend to bring with them a ton of bad habits. For example, in traditional sales, you really have to cold call and knock on doors and talk to people that have no desire to speak with you. So sure, you need to have.
So as he's explaining, that this is anybody can learn the sales. Let me explain with local lead generation. What's cool about what we do is we first build and rank the website first, start generating free traffic, start generating leads. We use a call tracking software to forward the calls to a local business owner. Let's say it's a plumber. We start generating free leads, free calls to them. And our tracking software has a whisper message. So every time, for example, my client answers my phone calls, it'll say at the beginning of the call, this lead was sent to you by ePay. So, as a beginner, you can send free leads to these clients and they'll start hearing your name at the beginning of the calls, and then it's a real lead and they close some of those leads. We call this results in advance. And so you don't really even need to be good at sales to close deals with local lead gen, because we provide results that do all the convincing and all the talking for us. So it's really a brilliant way to close these business owners. And once they start getting our leads are going to help our clients make 10x the revenue. So they're not going anywhere anytime soon, because at the top of the Google search engine is the most important place for a business to be seen for a majority of local businesses. So once you get to the top organic Google rankings, these business owners will continue to pay you month after month. So you close that deal one time, but then that one deal that you closed is going to continue to pay you month after month. This is true leveraged income. Again, sales is still a great skill and you can still use it to earn, high income by trading your time for dollars, working for some other company. But at the end of the day, there's only so many deals that you can close in a day. In order to get to a higher level of income, you need to figure out how to make money when you're not having to spend any time.
Opportunity vehicles within the alternative education industry, or like different boats, as we talked about earlier, or from the quote by Warren Buffett. So for example, you remember the difference between the income I was doing when I was closing for the agency owners versus Kent versus the third business? Again, did I get almost 6 times better from when I started to when I finished making around $40,000 a month? No, I was just driving a faster car. So the bottom line is not all of these opportunities are created equal. And here's the thing. If you do not know the ins and outs of the industry, and if you do not know what you need to be looking for in these education companies, and you just go out there and let's say network with a few business owners and take the first position that you're offered, then there's a good chance you'll find yourself stuck in a weak opportunity vehicle. And this is why the third thing we would do in our system is we teach you finding and filtering offers. So we'll show you the 7 criteria a business owner must have and they must demonstrate to choose and close for them. And if they don't have all 7, you just move on to the next one. And I'm also going to give you our system to find these business owners on social media. And then once the list of companies is narrowed down based on the 7 criteria, I'll show you exactly how to reach out using this killer word for word message. It's super simple and it works flawlessly with 8 out of every contracts that you actually source out to. Now, this is exactly what I used when I got started to get 5 offers in 48 hours. And of course, I accepted Kent's, and I'm going to go ahead and give you the exact template to do so. Now, you literally just copy and paste it, take the same message, send it to the list of companies, and then you sit back and watch it produce a handful of grade A closing opportunities for you.
So I'm going to give you guys my final 2 cents on what I think about this Remote Closing Academy and their promise of making, high income on the internet. Yes, sales, if you become really good at sales, it's one of the most versatile skills out there to make money, right? Because every business needs sales, and especially in the online space, there's so many people that own digital products that you can go sell for. However, the challenge is because you don't own any of your own assets, you have to completely rely on other people, other companies to work for. So I also get DMs all the time in my Instagram of people that probably went through Remote Closing Academy of wanting to be setter/closer for for our local lead generation coaching program. So there is competition out there. There's all these other students that are also looking for these offers to work for. So that is something that you have to be aware of. And again, like I said in the beginning of the video, this is why I like local lead generation, because I don't have to depend on other companies for my income. I can create my own digital assets, build and rank websites at the top of Google search engine, do the sale myself, and close a business owner. For example, I have websites from 7-8 years ago where I closed a business owner one time, and that business owner continues to pay me month after month for getting all the leads from my website, anywhere from $750 a month all the way up to $2,500 a month. And today I hardly ever talk to those business owners. I have their debit card on file and it continues to get auto billed. So that is an example of leveraged income or passive income where I don't have to work this month, and those sites will continue to generate leads and make money for me. Again, sales, remember, you still have to trade your time for dollars. If you don't do any sales this month, you might have some commission of payment plans from the month before, but you're not going to make any more new income once you stop selling. That's the only drawback of just being a straight salesperson. It's not a bad place to start, I guess, if you need money right away, right now, today. Or some people just don't want to learn other skill sets. Some people just are naturally, they just don't want to build websites. They don't want to do any of that kind of stuff. They just want to go out there and close. I've met people like this as well. And if you're that kind of personality, maybe, Remote Closing Academy or just being a closer straight up is a better fit for you. But, our coaching program, Local Lead Generation, we have over 7,000 students. I mean, we have people that were former salespeople that joined our program, and they were happy to join our program because now they don't have to work for another company. they don't have to worry about their commissions getting reset to zero each and every month. Now they have, local lead gen clients that, they can take a vacation for the next 3 months, and these clients will continue to pay them month after month. So this is why I wanted to film this video. Again, I have nothing but positive reviews for the Remote Closing Academy. Their sales training is honestly top notch. It's better than Jordan Belfort or Grant Cardone's sales training. So for that, it's amazing. But I personally like local lead generation as a better opportunity to create sizable residual income for myself on the internet. Hope you like this video, and if you have any questions, leave me a comment. I have a link in the description where in the webinar that I've built on the next page, I give you a lot more details about the local lead generation business model, why it's one of the best online business models out there, and why it's a lot less hassle than the traditional, creating social media marketing agency. I am not a fan of running agencies. So I'll explain all of that in the video, in the webinar, and the next page. And yeah, I will see you guys soon.